starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Hey everyone, this is your girl SC Bookout 843, and it is another Tuesday night, but it's cold. I can't take this cold, y'all. Y'all know me. I don't do cold. I don't do cold well. I mean, I've been sitting around here logging this big old coat. I'm already a big girl. Why I need a big coat for? That's even worse. You know what I'm saying? Whew. Okay, I had to get that out the way. But how are you guys doing on this beautiful, cold Tuesday night? So, of course, I'm bringing you another author and another book, you guys. Whew, y'all, this book right here. What can I say? What can I say? It's a little bit out of my. Y'all already know the type of books that I read. All I can say, we're about to go on a ride together. Okay. 2026, I do want to read out of my comfort zone. Because my comfort zone is shoot 'em up, bang, bang, insert. Oh, y'all know the rest of it, you know. But I think this is going to be a great book to open up into a new world, okay? So I had the liberty of actually doing a blog post about her before, but now I actually have her on my show. I am going to bring up author Shawana Hall. Now, I might have said her name wrong. Y'all know that I'm bad at butchering names, and we're going to ask her to forgive me as soon as she gets up, okay? Okay? All right. Y'all ready for her? She's going to be up in just a moment. We're going to make it do with our friend. Hey, girlie.
Hey Patrice, how are you?
I'm good now. Did I say it correct?
You did. You said just fine. Shawana Hall, aka Sir H.
Oh, yes, y'all. And her whole thing, she just said, is this author SH, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. But don't worry, y'all have all the links to follow her on Facebook and Instagram. But before we go there, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Ooh, okay. So I am a theater artisan. I'm stage management, production management. And because I live in the live entertainment world, specifically theater, I'm all about the fantasy, the magic, the theatrics. And so, of course, fantasy is my genre of choice to write. I've been doing that for since I was 12, really. Always making up names that sounded similar to my name or names that people could say aside from my name, but characters that were, full of life, more grounded, more like me, but still within that fantasy arch.
So, you know I'm an axe, okay? How do you feel about Hamilton?
Hmm. Okay, I love the story and I love the music, but the theatrics, I need it's something missing there, you know? Like they were going for it, but didn't quite reach it. But love
Gotcha.
the music. The one of the best, no doubt, no doubt, best soundtracks for musical theater ever.
Okay, so I'm gonna be totally honest with you guys. I really don't know much about musical theater. I just love Hamilton. Don't know why. I just really okay. Despite the fact that it took me a week to look at it the first time, my attention span is that of a fly. Okay, so it took me, and it was during COVID, and I remember asking my boss. I was like, "So if I look at Hamilton, will this count as work time?" She said, "Yeah, play." So why theater? What drew you to theater?
Oh, I'm from a very, very small town in Southeast Georgia where it was unheard of, let alone thought, to do anything theatrical. When you graduated from high school, you were either a stay-at-home mom, went to nursing, or went to teaching, but theater and music, that was a no-go. You did that as an extracurricular, but not as your thing, your major. And for
Mhm.
me, I've always been enticed by the theatrics of it all. When you see a play, when you see a movie, when you see a concert, I wanted to be a part of that. And so actually my major wasn't theater when I went into college. It was actually
Okay.
but our arts departments, like all the arts departments in my college were in the same building. So you'd have to walk by the scene shop in order to get to the music department. And I had no idea what the scene shop was. I just noticed that they were making cool, pretty things. So I walked in one day and said, "What's going on here?" And the props master literally said, "You want to know? Come on, work with us. We'll show you." I switched my major the next week.
Awesome. So, okay. Now, so how does theater and your love of fantasy come together?
I mean, well, just like with fantasy, theater is something that you see in your mind. You can make up, it can be about any and everything. It can be about a single event, it could be about a place and time in history, it can be about your neighborhood. So it is literally something that comes from the creator's mind, is put onto the paper, and from the paper, it is built onto the stage for the audience to see. That's for me in fantasy. It's coming from my mind, the way I see things, the way I see an event and characters, putting them on paper. And so that everyone else could see what's in my mind, what was coming out of my mind in real time.
Dang. You go, girl. So, you said you started writing at 12. What was your motivation for writing? Is it was I got some thoughts. These people in my head keep talking to me, or it's just something I wanted to do. So, what made you want to start writing when you were at 12 years old?
Uh, I would say it was the mix of these people in my mind keep talking to me, and I have thoughts about people in my neighborhood. So
Oh Lord, time out. Are you one of those authors that killed the neighbor down the street because they hit your dog?
no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay,
It
cool.
wasn't about really the adults. It was more about the teens in my neighborhood, more so. I wasn't the popular person. I was the one they call the smart person. Well spoken. So I got to always observe what everybody else did, and to me, I was like, writing it down. Writing. I got to put this in a book. This is not. They won't believe it unless it's in a book.
Wow. So you use the things around you for your books.
I mean, that's where all inspiration comes from, right? Something someone says, something someone does, an event you watch on TV, a song you hear on the radio, and you get inspiration. So my inspiration was literally that moment, that area around me, because before before I went to graduate school, I had never left Southeast Georgia. So being able to have that view of what's there, what's in front of me, and using that experience and putting it on paper started my whole trajectory into writing.
Now you are working with one of the most, oh my God, in we're going to speak from African Americans in our book industry, one of the most growing genres. And I mean, other than I call it rom com or romance, fantasy is getting up there with us. How does it feel to be in the field in that genre of one of the upcoming? How does it feel?
It's I wouldn't say surreal. it's very much a realistic goal for me. It's what I've always imagined myself doing from the time that I actually started getting out into the world and seeing the world. So being able to say there are others, especially authors of color, Black authors of color, that also have this mindset of changing the way people view fantasy. Because, mainly when you think of fantasy, you'll think of a white girl, white heroine, or white hero, and, fairies and all that, but you never see it from the Black side. But for me, it's like being a griot, West African griot. They use their words verbally. I'm just now telling those same stories, but on paper.
Interview over, y'all. She did that. She did that. Because that's exactly what it is. Exactly what it is. So, we're going to bring up your book covers. Y'all know me. I'm a cover girl. Y'all, these covers. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. I'm going to let her describe.
All right. Yeah, okay. Perfect. So Luna's Revenge and Beta Luna's Revenge. As you can see, the covers are vastly different. And the reason being is because when I wrote Luna's Revenge, which is the first one in the Luna's Revenge series, there's probably going to be out three or four right now. So that's what's coming in my mind. Within this Luna's Revenge series, it starts out as depressing to hopeful to a heroine. So that's why it's full of color, full of light. And with Beta Luna's Revenge, it's literally taking this person, a different character within the same story, within the same realm, and showing the darker sides. How instead of rising to the ranks, they were downtrodden, and how they had to get even, get back into the world to see themselves again. So it's very dark, you know? Where there's hope with Luna's Revenge, there is depression and hopelessness within Beta Luna's Revenge. Um, it's literally I don't think of the covers before I write the story. I write the story, let the story tell itself, and then as I'm reviewing, reading over it, I'm seeing it put into place like what type of feel the cover should have. That's how I come up with it. Is it something where the lower caste comes rises up in the ranks, or is it something where someone from the middle class drops farther than they think? And that's the two things with the Luna's Revenge and Beta Luna's Revenge. So I wait to let the story to tell me what the cover is going to be.
All right. So, I'm sitting in the bookstore. Why should I choose your book to read than all these other things on the shelf?
Ooh, good question. Okay, okay. I would say that there's two reasons. One, with my book, because with my books, I tend to write them for young adults to adults because that's when I really got into the fantasy genre. From when I was a young adult to an adult, and so with this, it gets I guess you can say a family friendly vibe. You don't have to like hide your book from your children if you're reading this. But at the same time, the other reason is I'm telling the story of a group of ragtag pack members, and they're not from the same class or the same race. Anyone could see themselves as these characters. So as you can see, the Luna is black, the Beta Luna is white. It's these are truly a pack, not just of the same culture or whatever, but literally they made themselves into a pack based off of their circumstances, based off of their beliefs, based off of where they want to be in life. Korra, yes, the Luna. Um, so Korra comes from this family of warriors. They're powerful, they're strong, they're like the head warriors of the pack. Under the Gamma, it's her family. And however, unlike the rest of her family, who are all these powerful, strong warrior wolves, Korra is an Omega. And I just don't mean like a sweet little, oh, you're scared wolf. She has no wolf. Point blank, period. She was born to a family of werewolves who she herself has no werewolves. No wolf in her at all whatsoever. And so she goes from being in this high upper class status to becoming the dishwasher of the pack because she has no you they have no use for her. She's no better than a human in their eyes. But this broken down, downtrodden person was able to buy the fate of the moon goddess, find her mate at the 11th hour, and her mate just happened to be the alpha. So that's how she starts rising in rank. Now, with Beta Luna's Revenge, it's completely different from that. Misty is the main character in Luna's Revenge, and Misty is one of the servant um, wolves. She's an Omega, but she's an Omega that has a wolf, unlike Korra. However, because her wolf basically looks like a fluffy puppy, she's not seen as she can't be taken seriously. She's not of the warrior class. So the only use they have for her is her brains. She is highly intelligent. She's a computer whiz. She can find out information about anyone at any given time. And so
Mhm.
that is her leverage. Even though she is of a lower class of wolf, her mind, her intelligence, her place in this society helps her save this pack.
Okay. See, look here. How you gonna already start my 2026 reading list? Come on, man. Come on. So I'm about to give you a real hard question
All right.
between Cora and oh my God, you just said her
Misty.
name,
Misty.
Misty. Which character is the closest version of you?
Cora, all the way.
Why Cora?
Because if you're going back to how I write from, things around me and everyone around me, within my family, within my pack, I'm the quiet one. I am the still the nerd, the learned one, the educated one. And everybody counts me out, like, oh, if we were in a fight, you wouldn't pick Shawana, type thing. And so I'm like, okay. And so I observe everything around me, you know, and I let my observations become my knowledge to becoming a better person in some sort of way, I was able to defy
Man,
the odds. Like Cora, I was able to defy the odds by being something completely different from the rest of the family. So yes, that's why I relate to Cora more.
I like that. I like that because it's the wholesome quiet ones be the one to get you. So I don't know if you remember before we came on air that I told you I had these fun questions, right? Well, it's time for you, my friend, to be in the hot seat. So
Oh,
are you ready?
I'm ready.
Girl, all right. So since you say your Cora is the closest to you, all right, what, we're just going to be broad. What African American actress would play Cora and why?
Ooh, she took it there. Okay, no, that is hard because I never think of it from a film aspect.
Ooh.
I honestly okay. Zoe Saldana.
Oh, okay, okay. Why her?
Because she has this versatility, and most people know her from her, her Marvel era. But for me, I remember her from her rom-com era, the not so popular character that rises and ranks just by being herself, being charming and loving everyone. And so that when I see Cora, I can see Zoe Saldana in that.
Okay, cool. So we got Zoe Zandana. Now we never really talk about the love interest in your book. So can we have his name?
Okay, in Luna's Revenge, the love interest is the Alpha, Alpha Mark. And in
Mm-hmm.
Beta Luna's Revenge, the love interest is the Beta, who's Donovan.
Ooh, that name Donovan. Okay, so we're gonna pull Donovan, and now we have to cast him. But now Donovan has to be an R&B singer.
Ooh,
Who?
okay, okay.
Who would Donovan be, and why?
Oh, mm. I want to say Tyrese, but with hair.
Oh, ooh. I don't know if I can picture Tyrese with hair.
I can't
Hold
either,
on,
but
hold on. Let me try. Oh, I can't picture it. Oh, God knows. Okay, Tyrese with hair, y'all. Oh, Lord. Okay. So, two things I want to ask. Why Tyrese first?
mm. Well, Donovan is this muscular, fit, athletic type. This suave, he's so sure of himself type of guy. But at the same time, he can be a charmer. And that's Tyrese all the way. You know.
Okay. Now, why does he have to have hair?
Well, Donovan has this hair thing that he does. The pulling of the hair when he's frustrated, or smoothing it back, or letting the coils go.
Who was that that had power in the hair? It was in the Bible. Who was it?
Oh,
Oh,
oh my God, how am I?
Samson.
Samson, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we got Tyrese with hair.
It's only because you said singer, and if you just said black actor, I got you there. But singer,
Okay,
ugh,
well then let's go to the black actor. Who would it be?
so many of them.
Okay,
But
now we can only choose. We'll give you two. You just say one, but I'll give you two.
okay, um, he could be. See now I can't stop picturing Tyrese with hair. But I would say Morris Chestnut. Um,
I'm sorry. I apologize. I apologize.
or
Fine.
oh wait, I got another R&B. I got another R&B.
Who you
Chris
got?
Brown. I could see that.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Mhm.
When he
Um,
first came out, when he was singing, yeah, I
yep,
can see it. I can see
yep.
it.
Um,
Okay.
but that's who that's the kind of character Donovan is. He's that cool, that suave, that I got this. He
Okay.
doesn't
Okay.
have to try at it; it just happens for him.
So we got Zoe Zanata and we got Tyrese with hair and Morris Chestnut. But of course, every movie has to have a soundtrack.
Mm.
What
Mhm.
song would be the soundtrack for your book, Luna's Revenge?
I would say now this is very off if you don't know this because I listen to everything, but the Civil Wars soundtrack, their last soundtrack before they split up. If you don't know who the Civil Wars are, if you watched uh, Mockingjay, that movie, that franchise, they are that was on when she was running away trying to save PETA. That song, "Ain't Going Back to Barton Holler." That was that was like, ooh, the devil gonna find me wherever I go. Won't do me no good washing in a river. Ain't no preacher man gonna save my soul.
I
That
remember.
yeah.
Okay, I remember the part where she went back to save Peter. Even though
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like Peter for her, but anyway, I have no control over the book. I'm waiting for the next movie to tie it all together because there's a lot of holes in this Hunger Games series.
Oh
Anyways,
yeah. For Beta Luna's Revenge,
hmm
the soundtrack would have to be the soundtrack for Waiting to Excel because there's a lot of
that
moments here when she
is
cry.
y'all. That is the soundtrack of all soundtracks. I don't care what nobody say. You can sit up there and listen to that Waiting and Exhale soundtrack, be in love with your man and be like, I love you, but I gotta hate you while I listen to these songs.
Yep.
That is the soundtrack. So we have your actress, we got your actor, we got your soundtrack, but guess what? Lifetime is on the line and they loved it. And they want to do a biopic of you. Who would you give the honor of playing you?
Ooh. See,
Now,
hate
this
talking about
person can
myself.
be anyone.
I hate talking about myself. So I never envisioned anyone playing me. Uh, you have to come back to that one. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, then you have to have director.
Mm-hmm.
So, which director? They can either write your biopic or they can direct your biopic. But who would it be?
Mm.
I told you these questions would be kind of hard.
This is hard. This really is. Oh my god. Okay, let's
It
see.
could be your favorite author who you would like to co-write with, or
Mm.
it can be someone who you've seen their TV shows and you enjoy it and you would like them to, be the director of your biopic.
Okay. Now, if we're talking about authors that I love, then it has
Mm-hmm.
to be my biggest inspiration is Patricia Briggs. Um,
Oh,
her series, she's an amazing fantasy writer. And her series, the Mercy Thompson series and the Alpha and Omega series, they are so they are exact genre that I write. The modern day fantasy. It's not high fantasy, it's not urban fantasy. It's literally taking what's in the day, what's in the present, in a realistic place, and just adding werewolves and vampires and things to it.
all right, y'all. Y'all heard her. So Patricia Briggs is going to be the one director biopic. Her actors are going to be Morris Chestnut, Tyrese with hair, and it's always Santana. I'm going to be saying Tyrese with hair all tonight.
But
So
now you got it in your head. It ain't going
I
nowhere.
know I'm just still trying to picture him with hair, and I keep looking forward. Like I don't know if he would have cornrows or would he just have a low cut. And then one part of me is, will he have locks? It's just
Locks. Locks.
there's something about a person with locks. And then I never again. So we are getting close to that time. Can you give us first before we get the rundown, what would you like to say to your new readers, your existing readers, and the readers you would gain that will catch this podcast? What would you like to say to them?
I would say that if you're not a fan of fantasy or high fantasy, but you are caught into the world of Twilight or into the world of Hunger Games or things like that, these books, this series hits the mark. It has no fairies or distant lands that you can't name or anything like that. It is literally in the real world, but with fantastical characters. So that this series are for those who want to get into fantasy because of some of the movies they've watched that way, but just can't do the high fantasy. Can't do too much of the unrealistic, but still wanting some magic in there.
Love it. I mean, that's simple, powerful, and engaging. Love it, love it, love it. So, give us the rundown. At the bottom of the screen, we'll be sharing your social media links, and you can tell us where we can get your books from, anything you have coming up in 2026. How about you go ahead and give us the rundown?
Oh, absolutely. So you can get both of my books right now on demand on the Dream platform. That is DREAME. The DREAME Dream platform is where you can buy Luna's Revenge and Beta's Luna's Revenge. And the reason why I like these platforms is because the authors can write in real time and the artist audience can read them in real time and can give feedback in real time. But these books will also by January 2026. They're also going to be on Barnes and Noble and Google Books. So for major platforms like that, you can also get them there starting in January. My next book, which is one I actually written in between Luna's Revenge and Beta Luna's Revenge, but Beta Luna's Revenge just took me away from it. Is called Werewolf Widow for a Year. And that one is going to be set to come out in March. If you're on the Dream platform, it is still in progress on the Dream platform. So if you want to read a bit of it now, you can, and give me any feedback if you want to see how we can shape the story together before it gets put on in Barnes and Noble and Google Books.
Well, you know what? You gave us the rundown. You guys, if you missed anything, of course, you can go back on all of our networks and catch the replay. And then tomorrow, we'll have it uploaded into the other 17 platforms that we have out. So there's no way you can miss this author and this books and the one she has and the ones that's coming out next year. Some fantasy. Listen, I'm going to try. And I did last time, you guys remember? I had the author who challenged me to read her thriller book. I did. I read 2 chapters and I wasn't scared. But she told me don't go beyond that. I was like, I take your word for it. But I did, and I read it, and it was like, yo, this is kind of good. So I feel good that I'm stepping out of the comfort zone. You know, us as an African Americans, fantasy is not one of those genres that we really pay attention to. But like I told you guys earlier, it's one of those up and coming ones because there's a lot of. I have a cousin who reads books about who is like beasts and people with heads and legs and they're doing stuff in the book and she enjoys it and it's on Hoopla. So she's like a audiobook person. I'm sitting up here like what, and she took the yeah, and I was like no, you keep that. But I am going to expound my brain in my reading palette and I am going to grab this one. I think I might have the second book. I don't think I have the first one. I
Uh,
do think I have your second book.
I will say that whichever one you start with, the other one bleeds into the same story, so you won't get lost either way.
Thank you. I love when authors do that. They give me enough. steak and potatoes so I can carry over to the bread on the other table. I love that. Please don't make me go back and read 4 or 5 different novels just to catch up with the one I really want to read. I appreciate that. Thank you. As a reader, I thank you.
Absolutely, I'm the same way.
But Ms. Hall, we really do thank you for being with us tonight. Thank you for bringing us your book, your genre, your smile, your great personality. You guys go grab the book. All the information's at the bottom. Like I say, if you miss it, catch the replay. And let me ask you a question. Do we have them on paperback? Because I do have some paperback readers.
No, not yet, but once they get on Barnes& and Noble in January, February, look for them in stores in paperback.
Well, of course, when she gets them on there, I will share the information with you guys because guess what? I follow her on social media. Y'all need to go ahead and do the same thing. Thank you for being with us tonight, Miss Hall.
Well, thank you,
it,
Patrice. It was great. Thank you. You're an amazing
it was,
host.
thank you. So, you guys, guess what? It's another Tuesday night, but before we leave, did you get your nomination in? You still haven't, right? Okay. How are we going to show the recognition to our authors and our podcasters and our collaborators? How are we going to show them the recognition if you guys don't get your nominees in? You have one more week. You have until Christmas night to get your nominees in for the 2026 Aspiring Author Book Gal Awards. Remember, it's all over social media. If you want me to send you the link personally, inbox me and I'll send you the link, okay? Remember, all nominees have to be in by Christmas Day, okay? And then when January rolls around, I'm going to have a special podcast where I will announce the finalists. You can nominate your nominee as many times as you want in the category that they pertain to. Now, I think we have at least 15 to 20 categories. If you don't have anyone for that category, that's absolutely fine. Put that NA or slash and move on to the next. I understand. It's okay. But let's give these authors, these podcasters, and everybody the recognition that they deserve. Okay. Another Tuesday night in the book. Again, we thank author Shawana Hall for bringing her Lunas for us tonight. Okay, you guys? Remember, there's no such thing as an old book because not everybody has read every book. Have a good night, everyone. Bye.